I'm live. All right. Tonight's episode is about questioning the narrative. And I guess I should call this crossing the line. Because, when you question the narratives, when you question our politicians, and you question our bureaucrats, and if you question the big giant corporations, how they're in the backgrounds with their puppet strings, just pulling on these dirty, evil politicians. It's amazing. And even the ones who aren't, the politicians that we have that aren't 100% evil, they just get such pressure. They get such pressure to go along with this shit. It's amazing. So anyways, I went over to Alabama to pick up my weekly supply of chewing tobacco, smokeless tobaccos, and I seen that they had a paper over there, today's Sunday paper. They call it the Press Register. All right, so I look in here and I'm like, I'm sure there's gonna be something. Sure enough, there is. Right here it says, and I'll show you all of this stuff here to where you can read it. I don't know if it flips it. Oh, I was gonna go to Facebook on one of my accounts, but for some reason or another, it's not allowing me to do it. Hold on, let me double check it one more time. Yeah, I don't know what the hell, the whole system's jacked up. Interesting. Yep, so anyways, forget that. We'll just have to roll with the YouTube and hopefully they won't pull my account down. All right, so what it says right here is Gulf faces climate change disaster. UN report says. Now let's see who this UN report is from. I mean, it's a disaster. It's coming your way, and I got some videos here that are pretty interesting. I'm gonna try to be out of here in 30 minutes, but a couple of these videos here are really interesting with the, with what, like CNN directors or executives, whatever, they tell you what's coming. And, of course, you got to get it from them in an undercover manner. All right, let's read it real quick. And I'll post the pictures also. Hurricane Harvey dumped more than 50 inches of rain on parts of the Texas coast in 2017. Then in 2020, ferocious winds from Hurricane Laura destroyed. You hear that? Ferocious winds from Hurricane Laura destroyed homes across coastal Louisiana. Hurricane Ida hit in 2021, leaving the entire city of New Orleans without power for days. For days. I mean, do you see how that's building up? How they're building up. I mean, there's so much crookedness in this. It's just amazing. There's so much in the background, undercover that they're working on to manipulate. And I guess they think everybody, now I question everything, but I guess they really believe, and to a certain extent, they're right, that most people most of our U.S. citizens, either one, don't have the time, two, don't have the comprehension to take in this type of stuff and think that there's something evil going on, or think that they have, they're not bad people, Larry. They're just trying to take care of us, We're destroying the planet. Well, how do you know we're destroying the planet? That is highly, highly suspect. So anyways, let's go ahead and finish this here. Leaving the entire city of New Orleans without power for days. Such extreme weather is becoming more common. Holy shit. And that's just one of the warnings for the Gulf of Mexico region. In a new United Nations report. Now what? United Nations? Does that sound like something that would be probably, you know, trustworthy? I mean, it's just so weird. The effects of climate change in the region also include rising seas, collapsing fisheries, and toxic tides. Even if humanity somehow manages to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial era, even if we somehow manage it, if we listen to them and we do what they tell us and we give them our money, we might somehow manage to save the planet from rising tides and ferocious winds and extreme weather that's becoming common. I mean, come on, Jesus, this is so weird. The hurricanes that we get, there's a higher probability that they can bloom up into major hurricanes. Louisiana state climatologist Barry Kilm said, agreeing with the report's findings about worsening weather dangers. See, this dum-dum, Barry Kilm from Louisiana, a climatologist, he's conditioned. I mean, if it's a he, I guess we got to be careful. Barry could be a girl. I don't know. Could be a man who identifies as a girl, whatever the hell it is. But can you believe that they are so, I mean, they must be conditioned in school. And there's a certain amount of, their maybe self-preservation and for their job, maybe. I mean, the worse the climate is, the more he's needed. It's kind of like plumbing inspectors. I'm in the plumbing business. Kind of like plumbing inspectors, HVAC inspectors, whoever. They're here. Even worse, DBPR hair salon inspectors. They're saving lives. Without them, we'd be filling body bags. Barbers just running around, cutting hair. They could nick somebody, and then they'd have to put some salve on it. I mean, it's just from start to end, it's a bunch of freaking bullshit that's bankrupting our country. So anyways, let me get back to it. The report, an Atlas of Human Suffering, holy shit, detailed numerous ways. See that? Human suffering. They gotta scare you. They have to. Details numerous ways in which climate change will affect the Gulf. From Texas to Florida, the entire Gulf Coast is under serious threat from rising seas as the planet polar ice caps melt. The UN report says. All right, let's switch over here to 85. Now when I show you these other things, I just started seeing it on Facebook. Just started seeing, how under the caption, underneath each post, they'll put a caption, even sometimes when it has nothing to do with COVID, they'll put the COVID-19 vaccine information, get your safe and effective, magic potion, and they put all that in there to get you to click on it. Well, just yesterday, I'm pretty sure it's yesterday, I'm looking at one of Circleback Saki's post, or somebody had shared her post, and at the bottom it had the climate change. Click on, I'm gonna show you that. It's crazy. All right, this was on A5. Hold it. You gotta bear with me here. I'm not as quick at this shit because one, I'm really a plumber who just happens to be able to logically and critically think. So, but I'm not, I haven't had lots of times like Anomaly and all these different Dan Bongino and all these guys. I'm just rolling here, just pointing out dumb shit that I'm like, oh, all right, here we go. The most vulnerable place. Oh, this is so amazing here. Continues from A1. This is it right here. There we go. All right, climate change. South Louisiana, the most vulnerable place. Quote, the region home to major oil and gas production in Texas and Louisiana and tourist destination in Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. Tends to be conservative politically. Tends to be conservative politically. See that? And you can't have those conservative people there. You know, they don't push their agenda. I mean, they do, but not like the the leftist liberal Democrat types. And when I say liberal, I'm talking about the new way. Kind of like they changed the meaning of gay, you know, from meaning happy to meaning some type of sexual preference. So they changed the name. Liberal used to be free, not more government controlled shit. Hold on. After getting my booster, there's somebody commenting here. After getting my booster, hold it. Damn it, I lost it. After getting my booster, sitting in my living room with my N94 mask on, listening to Larry and trying to figure out the sacrifices that I need to make to help save the planet. Holy shit, wink, wink. That is true. You're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices. They're going to push you to it. So anyways, you get the gist of this. I mean, you get the gist of it. This is in today, Sunday's paper. I think it's the Mobile Registry. Let me see what it is. And it's on the front page, of course. Yeah, on the front page, right along with some other, stuff, which I would like to show you too. Because if you just stop and read a little bit, if you just stop and observe people, and talk to them a little bit and say, hey, I noticed you didn't have, like I ate at Jimmy John's yesterday, me and my wife. A couple comes in, of course, yeah, I got pictures of it, you know that. A couple comes in and the wife has a mask on in Jimmy John's and the husband doesn't. And they're probably about 55 years old. I'm 52, almost 53. So anyways, they order their food and everything. She comes by us and she's got her mask on, goes and gets her drink. He comes by us, no mask, goes and gets his drink. And then as he's coming back, I got my back to him because the drink machine is behind me. So he comes by, and as he comes by, I see he's got his mask on. I'm like, what the shit? This makes no sense. Then he sits down. She's taken her mask off by then and started to eat. This is all within a few minutes. And then he sits down and takes his mask off and starts eating again. It just blows my mind. So anyways, all right, on the very front page here, the climate change is right here. Where's it at? Right here is the climate change. That's that bullshit. And this is today's paper. It says Sunday, March 20th, 2022. Okay, so the very first thing they have on here is new Alzheimer's drug. A miracle or a menace. You've heard some of the advertisements for it. A miracle or a menace. I mean, could we just get some more drugs? The drug is named Adulium or some shit like that. They always try to make them where us rednecks can't say the name. And it's the subject of a passionate debate. Passionate debate. Yep. So anyways, it's just a bunch of shit in here. Who knows what these drugs will do? How come we got so many drugs? Man, you got a drug that'll freaking cure your, or not cure your, but, put you on it for the rest of your life, for everything. You got acid reflux. Take this medicine for the rest of your life. Don't change your diet. Don't do that. Don't eat healthy. Don't exercise. Just take this magic medicine for the rest of your life. Got high blood pressure, cholesterol, you're going through the roof. Got diabetes from being 300 pounds, 400 pounds. Maybe just try to get a little healthy. It's so weird. All right, time to watch the videos that tie back in the climate change. Holy shit, y'all are not gonna believe this. And I got so many here. I'm probably gonna just pull it down and turn it around. As you can see here, look at this shit. Man, I got a freaking fortune of them here. When I say fortune, my time. Man, it is freaking, everybody's time is worth something. And I do this just because, one, I want my kids to see this nonsense. I want people who are, who are not generally exposed to it to have access to it, because you got to really look. When you find something, you better screen record it right then and there, which is what I do. I have terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of data. I mean, 1, 2, this iPhone, this iPad, and the phone you're viewing me from right now, they're almost all full. Because if you don't screen record it right then, these commie censors, they'll take it off. They're probably gonna take this one off of YouTube. All right, here we go. Let's get to the climate change one, where the guy's gonna tell you. He's from CNN. Holy shit! Here we go. Let's see. Can I turn this? Yeah, I can turn this one. All right, here we go. Okay, let's see what we got here. Make sure that the volume should already be up. All right, where are we at? Right here. Listen to this fella.
That once the public will be open to it, we're going to start focusing mainly on climate, global warming, and it's going to be our focus. Like our focus was to get Trump out of office, right? Without saying it, that's what it was, right? So our next thing is going to be.
Do you hear what he just said? Like our focus was to get Trump out of office without saying it. This is a CNN director. Now we already know that our media is tied in with certain, politicians and corporations. I mean, is this what you might consider election freaking tampering? I mean, what the hell? Where are we at?
Focus was to get Trump out of office, right? Without saying it, that's what it was, right? So our next thing is going to be for climate change awareness.
What is that like?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I have a feeling it's just going to be like constantly showing videos of like decline in ice and weather warming up and like the effects it's having on the economy and really diving into head of the network, like just.
Who's that? Is that Zucker?
Zucker, yeah. I imagine that he's got his council and they've all like discussed like where they think.
So that's like the next
pandemic like story like that will be to death. But that one's got longevity. You know what I mean? It's not like climate is going to take years, so they'll probably be able to milk that for quite a bit.
So climate change overload.
Be prepared. It's coming.
Do you think it's gonna be just like a lot of like fear, like climate?
Yeah, fear self.
Do you think it's gonna be just like a lot of like fear, like climate?
Yeah, fear self.
You hear that? He says fear sells. Well, see, that's because he's just a CNN director of some sort. Fear doesn't really sell. I mean, people tune in for it, and people, they adjust their lives for fear, and they will do crazy things because they're fearful. They will do idiotic things, illogical things, if they're told and if they're in fear. So really, this fear is not to sell. It's to control. It's to manipulate. It's to get our money. It's to get control of us for whatever the narrative is, whatever the reason is. You know, is it to control population? Is it to control the economy? Is it to have a new world order? Is it one world government? There's so many things. But one thing about it is, they're not being honest. They're not being truthful. I mean, you don't have to use fear whenever you speak the truth. You don't have to use fear. I mean, it's just, this has been going on since the beginning of, since men started, developed a language. Probably even before that, just pointing, scaring each other to get them to do certain things. We're gonna have a really cold winter. It's gonna be a cold winter. The gods told me it's gonna be cold. Now all you people better get out there and go gather up some firewood. You better gather up a shitload of it. And by the way, I'm gonna be sitting here waiting on you to bring it back to the cave. All right, here, let me show you this one. I mean, this is the same video. Now watch what the media does. Across the board, you'll see Fox, MSNBC, all of them. I have video of all this shit too. All right, here we go.
Shopping for this holiday season. It's okay, you can admit it, if you've bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
Well, it's okay, you can admit it if you have bought an item or 2 or maybe 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it.
I'm gonna spare y'all this. This is over and over and over the exact same thing.
2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. Okay, you can admit it.
If you bought an item for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought yourself with 1 or...
To our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Dangerous to our democracy.
Isn't that weird? Now that's just, I mean, I have these going back at least a year or two where different people have made these montages of these clips. And I wish I knew how to pull up the comments because they rolled by before I had a chance. Hold on, but I will go back. But look at this here.
Marking 1 year since the deadly attack on our nation's capital.
Marking 1 year since the deadly attack on our nation's capital.
Marking 1 year since the deadly attack on our nation's capital.
Marking 1 year since the
Deadly attack on
Protesters stormed the U.S. Capitol.
Stormed the
U.S. Capitol.
a day
Mob of pro-Trump protesters stormed on American democracy. War.
what's been described as the worst, they call the worst
Attack on American
Democracy since the Civil War.
in what's been described as the
Do you see what I'm talking about here? How is that even, that's scripted. It's scripted. Look at this one here. And y'all may have seen some of these. I'm just going through a couple of them to get to the main ones. Listen to this.
I really don't.
What about all the
Everybody that I know does either. We're purely objective journalists.
Yeah.
you are. What about
Truly, sir, from the bottom of my heart.
Okay, I know.
I'm a political dog in any
Okay, what about all the compilation videos where they show thousands of newscasts in every city all reporting and saying the exact same thing?
Nobody tells me what to say, sir. Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you so much for your time. It was
Thank
nice to
you.
chat with you.
It was great talking to you.
Have a good one.
Put your mask on. Watch out, the virus is gonna get you. Now, why do you gotta wear? You didn't have your mask on the whole time, and now you're putting your mask on. He's been standing here the whole time
I
without
love
his
this.
mask. Here's his camera dude with no mask on. But here he is. Now he's still trying to scare everyone. Now he's gonna put his mask on while he reports. Keep spreading that fear, buddy. Keep spreading that fear. Why didn't you have your mask on before? Now he's not talking to me. Why didn't you have your mask on the last 10 minutes? Huh?
They're asking us to wear it for guidelines for television.
So you're told what to do. Exactly. You
Yep.
just told me you weren't told what to do. You just told me you could do whatever you want.
I said I wasn't told what to say.
You're just told what to wear.
I'm trying to follow and set a good example.
A
Okay.
good
Set a good
example.
example. Is that what it is?
Sir, I appreciate it. Can you?
Without thinking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people.
Oh, you just can't have anything on social media because they're trying to push their own agenda. What do you think these yo-yos are doing? They're getting paid by Pfizer. And our
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous.
Jeez, this just goes on and on.
Supreme Court made the decision here in Wisconsin that it was time to open up. But you can see here, just around. Nobody's wearing them. Nobody's. There you go, including the camera. Yeah, Katie.
Striking images. Cal Perry.
Striking images.
And Kathy Park.
And nobody's wearing them. Nobody, including the cameraman. There you go. There you go.
There you go. You see, isn't it? She said, striking images there, Cal. Striking images. I have Channel 3 News. I have shitloads of video of them. They're reporters. You know, they always get the pretty little, you know, say exactly what they're told to say. I mean, that's what they do. Little pretty faces. Y'all know it. Channel 3 knows it. I mean, they put these pretty little girls out here to do these interviews. And, you know, or John Rapola, they put him out there. He's a walking freaking heart attack. I've done a video on him, too. I'm like, damn, John, instead of wearing that mask, why don't you just lose some weight, man? Eat healthy. He can hardly breathe. I've talked with him. But anyhow, literally, they did an interview with me down at the BLCC meeting outside when we were doing a protest about them closing the beaches down. And she's talking to me face to face, 2 feet away. I got my video camera set up a ways away. And after she gets done talking to me for 10, 15 minutes, you know, seeing where I'm at, and then she does a interview. So then she gets with the camera guy, puts her mask on, gets a pole to hold the mic out 6 feet from, so she can ask me some questions. She gets in front of the camera with the pole holding out to me so that we're talking 6 feet apart. And nobody, I mean, I just couldn't make a living selling lies, being a hypocrite. I just couldn't make a living doing that. I don't know how they do it, but look, you can see it's clearly here. Let me show you some more here. This is just amazing. It continues. Oh, here we go, right here. Look at this one.
Marking 1 year since the deadly attack on our nation's capital.
Marking 1 year since the deadly attack on our nation's capital.
Marking 1 year since the deadly attack on.
It just goes on. I've got more. I just got to find them. Yeah, look at this here. Look, this is funny too. It's funny, sad, but funny.
Know that we can't go there. Putin is trying to.
This had me laughing so hard, and this is what's running our country. These geriatrics. Either they're geriatrics or they're freaking or they're maybe my age, and either they're on the take, incompetent, or maybe both. Putin
is trying.
You're going to hear Putin 1,000
That we can't go
million
there.
times, billions.
Putin is trying to bait the trap so that we go in, and that's the beginning. Could be the beginning of World War III. Putin totally irresponsible using weapons that are not allowed under the Geneva Convention. Putin, who threatens use of chemical weapons, nuclear, and the rest. So they know.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Putin who uses chemical. What the fuck do we got in our biolabs in this country, in our United States? What are we doing over at the Wuhan Institute of whatever, biology or lab of biology, whatever, biological, it's about, come on. You think in Ukraine, you think this is amazing. I mean, they get on there and they tell you Putin bad, Russia bad, Zelensky good, and Ukraine good. They're as crooked and corrupt as they come. I mean, they paid Hunter Biden to sit on a board just so they could get the favors from his daddy, who was vice president at the time. And George Soros, Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, all of these world control, new world order type, population control type, all of these. Hold on. Greatest reset in full. Yes, effect, Ukraine. Just went digital, by the way. Holy shit. And by the way of Vax, how they get paid. That's what I'm talking about. And whatever we uncover, through their arrogance or through their incompetence or through their, really I just think they're arrogant and they just say whatever they want. But whatever we uncover is just a pimple on a freaking whale's ass. That's how small. Maybe way more. But that's where we are. All right, look here. I'm just going to roll through a couple of these, then I got to get off of here. I'll do some more later. But here. Let me see what I'm going to do here. Oh, look, locally, climate change. Just wanted to show you this. Look, it goes local, state, federal, and world. This is all, and they funnel this money down. All right, climate action recommendations. A blueprint for addressing climate change at the municipal level. Look at this. This is City of Pensacola. There we go, right here. Climate Mitigation and Adaptation Task Force, City of Pensacola. Now they're having another meeting on it, and it's coming. Look at this right here. Just look at it. Task Force goals and objectives. The climate change threats to Northwest Florida and the City of Pensacola. The blueprints for addressing climate change at the municipal level, planning for energy efficiency and climate change mitigation. All of that right there, 100% of it is going to be for control. Hold on. Yep. Let's see, Billy could town hall on them and I'll call them out. I do the same, Billy. Keep them, all we can do is just keep on exposing whatever we find, go to the meetings and call them out on it and say, y'all don't know nothing. They don't know nothing about the climate. None of us know anything about the climate other than we've been here for, you know, other than this world's been here for millions or billions of years, nobody even knows that for sure. But even if it's here for hundreds of thousands of years, you know how long that is? That's a long time. That's a long time. Lots of changes have occurred even before we existed. I mean, I don't know how this planet even came about, but I know that we ain't a threat to it. We ain't a threat. And if we think that we can manipulate the environment to save it from something, from us, you freaking lost your minds. You're gonna destroy us. That's what's gonna happen. Here, let me show you that. That way you can read it if you ever want to. All right, here it is right here. That's the that's it right there. And then you can look it up on their website, I'm sure. All right, hold on. Let me pull this here out. Oh, there was a couple other things on here. Mom's fault. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, there was something in one of these. Hold on. Jesus, this is so amazing here. There's a picture of, maybe it's here. It's the, man, where did it go? I just looked at it. Maybe it's in here. Hold on just a second. Let me set this where I can. You got to see this. It's that Levine, whatever her name is. I think that's her name, Levine. It could be in here. Let me see. Damn, I gotta get this shit straight. Yep, I missed out on that one. Missed out on it, dang it. Oh, here it is. I found it. Holy shit. Look at this. All right, here we go. I figured this here would just be something to talk about, you know. Rachel Levine defines courage as being true to yourself and paying that forward. All right, now take a look at this right here. Let me find out. I got some. What did I do with those pictures? Huh. Well, dang, where did it go? There we go, right there. Okay, take a look. This is the type of lunacy we're doing here. Look at this lunacy. Are we going to call this normal? I mean, I seen there was a comment in the comment section on this post here. Somebody made this post and said something about equal pay for women. You know, equal pay for women. And I'm like, equal pay for women? Do y'all see what's going on here? This is weird. Men are saying they're women and kicking the women's ass. That's weird. I mean, that's in a physical sport, but even so, I mean, look at the top, Bruce Jenner, you know, he became a woman, you know, Time Magazine Woman of the Year. I don't know what all's going on there, but it seems like when she said, equal pay for women, you know, and something else. And I said, well, see, here you go. Result. It's equal pay for equal results is what should be pushed for by people who don't believe in freedom. See, I believe in freedom, so I believe in pay. You get paid what you accept. You know, you get to control that. And you get paid what you're worth. So you get to control that. That's freedom. Setting up a system where a government forces the pay to be equal. Who gets to decide what's equal production or equal results? Do you see that right there? This best woman swimmer is a man, and you see the results. There's no way that a woman is going to beat a man at something physical such as that swimming. It's just because of the biology, the development of the human body, men versus women. But isn't it weird? Isn't it weird that all these little changes take place? All these little changes take place, and they're like subconscious. They're like subconscious messages. Equal pay, global warming, equal pay for women, equal rights for women, equality, equity for people of color, POCs. You hear that POC? First time I ever heard it was a couple of years ago. I'm like, what is a POC? That's a people of color. I'm like, shit, I'm a color. I'm a freaking red. I'm red. 9 times out of 10, I'm red. Either through my blood pressure or through the sun or through whatever, So I just, it blows my mind how the average person, even otherwise intelligent people, can get taken in by that message, that constant message. And that's how they push this COVID narrative. That's how they pushed it all. My mask up campaign, mask up, hand wash campaign, hand wash. They gotta treat you like little children. Hold on, let me set you up here. Yeah, look here. This is what they do. They gotta treat you like. All right, I'm running into a little bit of a problem. The photos of the swimming girls ring together. It does say it all. I should have got that one too. But, who, if you're for freedom, if it's liberty for all, right? The Bill of Rights, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, right? Okay. Then if every time you allow the government to dictate something to you, pretty soon they legislate, then they regulate, then they regiment, then they tax every aspect of your life. And they tell you it's for equality, it's for equity, it's for fairness. The big daddy government, they'll make everything fair. And then meanwhile we have, these 80-year-olds running our country. And who knows really who's pulling their chain, pulling their strings. But think about that. 80-year-olds. Are there any of y'all, and I'm gonna put this video onto my Facebook too, because I couldn't go live because whatever the reason. But anyhow, are there any of y'all who would hand over your checkbook, your accounts for everything, your personal affairs? Would you just hand them over to your 80-year-old mother or 80-year-old father? And say, here, will you, yeah. And they tell you, look you right in your eyes, and they're like, I'll take care of your money. I'll take care of all of your stuff. Don't worry. I'll handle it all. Would you trust them with your money, your children, your personal affairs? You would trust them to run all that? Hell no, you wouldn't. Why in the hell are we freaking voting for these dipshits? And look at this. This says it all, really. This one here is amazing.
Because as we all know, elections matter. And when folks vote, they order what they want, and in this case, they got what they asked for.
Holy shit.
I went off script a little bit.
You hear that? She went off script a little bit.
And when folks vote, they order what they want, and in this case, they got what they asked for.
Jesus Christ, you see that? And in this case, they order what they... Oh, this is... Her voice, it's just so disgustingly disingenuous. I mean, I got a friend of mine, Tony. He's a friend of mine of 20, 25 years.